That and much more coming up right.
I've always wanted to learn another language, but every time I try, it never sticks. So I decided to give Babbel a try, and I really like the teaching method of the app. I started with the beginner lesson on Babbel, and it starts with simple words and phrases. And soon, you're putting those words into a conversation. Each lesson takes about 10 to 15 minutes, and they're all really different, which keeps things interesting.
That's Babbel.com. BABBL.com.
Georgia's Attorney General plans to appoint a special...
So far today, the Dow up 18, the Nasdaq up 99, the S&P 500 up about 12 right now. Yeah, we're coming at you up a from Mercedes Benz of Wilsonville. Twitter CEO Jack Dorsey is putting $10 million toward an effort to keep those who live and work behind bars safe from the coronavirus. The money will be used to buy personal protective equipment and 10 million face masks. Dorsey's donation is going to the Reform Fund. Stay connected with FM News 101 KXL for the latest on the coronavirus pandemic. KGW's Ron Hill with the forecast.
Already lightning strikes detected earlier today near the coast for Tillamook and also down on Newport. Scattered showers and forecast may turn heavy later this afternoon with a chance of more rumbles and thunder. I'm Ron Hill for FM News 101.
It took weeks for COVID-19 to wreck the world's greatest economy. Businesses instantly closed. Millions suddenly without jobs. The stock market plunged. 10 million in retirement funds with it. Putting an unprecedented amount of fiscal relief into the economy. How long will it take the economy to recover? This is a major economic event, not just a health event. Stay connected, Portland. FM News 101 KXL.
The Home Depot is here to help you get it done. You can also find what you need on our app. Order it online, the push of a button, and have it back to your door. For free deliveries and the very main house. You have your essentials and the online know-how you may need to do it yourself. And no time to make it all. And I see it with more stuff. First responders and healthcare workers, please enjoy a free time to you at McDonald's from April 22nd through May 6th. These are the most important you've ever served. Spell ID required seatbelt October 7th is brought to you by Rocket Mortgage, the Rock family of companies. We really want to thank my wife's cousin Bree who worked so hard to nurse and others those who leave their homes to keep us safe and
that'll never change is our commitment to giving you the best mortgage experience. At Rocket Mortgage, our guiding philosophy of every client, every time, no exceptions, no excuses, exists for so we're prepared to help. If you currently work with us and need assistance with your mortgage, contact us 24/7 at rocketmortgage.com. As we all think about ways to save money, let me remind you that mortgage rates are more than fair. If you need time to refinance your mortgage, our home loan experts are available to help you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week at rocketmortgage.com.
When it comes to auto accidents, it's hard to choose the best place to go. And that's exactly what we're here for. RBC Auto Solutions, family-owned and operated, and serving the greater Portland metro area for nearly 30 years. So when you come in,
Hey, it's Lawrence, and right now, Zero Res is open and essential in the battle against COVID-19. In the month of May, Zero Res selects one lucky recipient every week to get a free carpet clean. That's right, a free clean. What they need from you deserves a free cleaning. So announce a new winner every week. I think this is a great way they're offering to give back just a bit to the community. I've seen Zero Res in action in my own home many times, and I love what they do. Remember, a clean home is a healthy home, and Zero Res is a critical part in protecting your home from germs, dirt, and insurance. So book your cleaning today. Carpet, furniture, tile, and stuff. Zero Res is I need
was going to get swamped when the first planes went in. But the first planes went in 6 to 9 weeks ago. Now, you would think that if you knew you had this emergency, you would immediately call up everybody else you can call up and say, I mean, I don't know what industry do you work in, by the way?
I'm an electrician.
Okay, so if you're an electrician, do you work for a big company or a smaller company, or are you a one-man band?
Smaller shop.
Okay, but in a small shop, let's say you have a major problem. You're on a big commercial job, you're putting in the wiring, and then something really goes horribly wrong. Is that an all hands on deck kind of situation where you say, okay, everyone, let's get to the side. We got to get this one solved right now. Does that ever happen? Yeah, because you say, I know, well, you got Fred over there, he's working in the house, and somebody else is fixing other things, and you pull up some of those, some of them you can use the anyway. You say, this one is a major problem, so we have to get this one back online, because it means terrible losses for people, the business or the homeowner or whatever. We don't get it fixed right now. So you do all hands on deck, you pull all the resources you can. And what I imagine, because I can't get an interview with government, but what I imagine is you have a lot of state agencies that are, for the most part, shut down right now. Now, clearly the ones that are still operating, the state police, that are calling the collections of prisons, there are agencies like that. So do you think in the mammoth bureaucracy, say, of the Department of Transportation, ODOT, they have 5,000 people at ODOT. And I'm sure that everybody has their own little function. They even have about 17 different people who do nothing but answer questions from media because they're spread around all over the state. Do you suppose in an all hands on deck, out of 5,000 employees at ODOT, you could free up 1,000 people to answer phones? And that everybody is more concerned about all kinds of diseases. The fact is, making sure your home is properly insulated is the best way to make sure that you keep those rats and bugs and mice out, and that you keep your home warm and comfortable at any time of the year. Crawl Pros installs insulation to help keep your home stay cooler in the summer and warmer in the winter. Do you know you could save up to 20% on your utility bills? If you suspect critters, mold, water damage, or insulation issues, or anything else related to your crawl space,
It's a very, very tiny percentage, but it's the swelling and the skin rash. And we're looking at that very closely, John. It's a phenomenon that's just been brought to everyone's attention a couple of weeks ago. And you may have something to say about that.
So thank you for pointing that out. And again, I've said many times, I'm a pediatrician and a pediatric ICU doctor. This syndrome, which we call, or similar to Kawasaki syndrome, it has been seen in a novel coronavirus before and is associated with illnesses. So we have a very strong activation on this. We do know treatments for this, but the CDC is interacting actively with the Pediatric Intensive Care Unit Network to create case definitions and to understand how this is going and if there are predispositions. The National Heart, Lung, and Blood Institute, I spoke to Dr. Garrett Gibbons, who directs that, who is advancing many research projects based on that. The ASPR, the Assistant Secretary for Preparedness and Response, has a team out in several areas looking at if there are any special treatments. We know what the basic treatment is, but this is a little bit different than we normally see. So there really is an activation among all the branches within HHS, working with networks at children's hospitals and ICU nets. It is a small percentage, but it is quite frightening. And this reflects the fact that this virus affects the vasculature.
Think about this. You think about parents. Yeah, it's a very small percentage of kids. Great, so you're rolling the dice, and that really is what it comes down to, saying, are you ready to put your kids' health at risk? Up till now, one of the things you've heard about is tragedy. Is, well, mostly those old people who've got one foot in the grave anyway. Oh, why are we worried about this? It's just killing the old people. Well, guess what? It means problems for other people as well. Let's go to Joanne. Hey, Joanne, thanks for listening on the radio.
Cairo TV talked with some passengers who say they're surprised it took this long.
It must be possible. for you, but for other people too, to be safe. If you don't care about yourself, make sure other care about other people, you know?
I mean, if we're gonna have to wear a mask, then we're gonna have to wear a mask. It's not really our choice anymore, you know?
TSA reports 215 passengers passed through U.S. airports on Friday, the most in a single day since March 25th at the height of the pandemic. Masks are still voluntary at PDX, but they are required at LAX and the Denver airport. We'll get your COVID-19 update and weather next.
Why settle for average? With Capital One, you can open an account with a savings rate 5 times the national average. Welcome to Banking Reimagined. What's in your wallet? Capital One NA, member FDIC.
Have you been denied a concealed handgun license? OregonGunLaw.com.
Kirk Contractors is looking for quality and qualified men and women to be a part of their team, building Oregon's most vital infrastructure. These are year-round full-time openings. Kirk Contractors is a front-runner in competitive wages.
Jobs report could show an even higher unemployment rate. He predicts the jobless rate could be close to 20%. That depends, though, on what happens with the coronavirus in the economy as it begins to reopen. Trillions of dollars have been pumped into the economy to help counter the financial impact of the coronavirus. Stay connected to FM News 101 KXL for the latest on the coronavirus pandemic. KGW's Rod Hill says the nice cool during the weekend. Showers and 67 high today.
Opinion polls, the people are not that crazy about the idea. In fact, some of the business owners are not that crazy about the idea. They're saying, I'm not sure this is necessarily a good idea. Now, the vocal minority.
Amtrak passengers must now wear face masks to protect against the spread of the coronavirus. People in stations, on trains, and Amtrak transit buses will have to wear masks that cover their mouth and nose. Amtrak employees who interact with passengers will also have to wear masks. Stay connected with FM News 101 KXL for the latest on the coronavirus pandemic. Here's KGW's Rod Hill.
Already lightning strikes detected earlier today near the coast around Tillamook and also down around Newport. Scattered showers in forecast may turn heavy later this afternoon with a chance of more rumbles of thunder. I'm Rod Hill for FM News 101.
Hey there, it's Lars for Signature Paving Services. Choosing the right asphalt contractor is the most important thing you can do. Proper installation and routine maintenance, that's the only way to make your asphalt look good and last a long time. You've heard me talk about these guys for years. Tina and I love what they did for us. Mike and his team at Signature Paving perform all services in-house, their own equipment, their own staff, and no
$1 a month. That's almost twice the coverage for less than half of what he had paid. If SelectQuote hasn't shopped for your life insurance, you're probably paying too much.
For your free quote, call 800-714-2553. That's 800-714-2553.
A month, Google MetaShare, and see if it's a fit for you. Now your COVID-19 update from Mercedes-Benz of Wilsonville. Furloughed Louisville Slugger workers are going back to work. The baseball bat maker announced its employees will return after the company received funds from the Paycheck Protection Program. They say
1444. That's 274-1444. We're all in this together, and George Moreland Plumbing is there to help.
Hi, I'm Jay Farner, CEO of Quicken Loans and Rocket Mortgage. During these challenging times, our commitment to providing you with the best mortgage experience remains. We understand that 7 days a week at RocketMortgage.com.
Plus information and conditions, see photos in the license of 56 and MLSConsumerAccess.org, number 33.
These are trying, but your local consolidation.
30 days into, she no longer has those powers. But as a practical matter, what's the enforcement mechanism?
Well, the enforcement mechanism now is a lawsuit. For the last couple of weeks, and I've actually known them for a couple of years now, they are a religious freedom advocacy organization. They put together a complaint which was filed last May 6th, on Thursday, in the Baja County Circuit Court, challenging the governor's power. And there they were talking about religious freedom and freedom. The emergency for 14 days on the statute. So that you have 28 days under the public health emergency statute, 30 days under the Constitution Amendment. And what you should have done is to convene the legislative assembly to decide what else to do, not issue orders willy-nilly closing.
With FM News 101 KXL for the latest on the coronavirus pandemic. KGW's Rod Hill.
Already lightning strikes detected earlier today near the coast around Tillamook and also on Newport. Scattered showers and forecast may turn heavy later this afternoon with a chance of more rumbles and thunder. I'm Rod Hilbert, News 101.
Good Monday, Cooper here with you for Portland's afternoon news today. Local teachers fearing the worst if kids do come back to class.
There's definitely going to be a learning loss.
Parents struggle to keep up, and rural counties in the Northwest look to open sooner rather than later. I started 4 FM News 101 KXL.
Did you know that answers to the census are confidential, safe, and secure? There will be no questions about your citizenship status or need for a social security number. We all can participate and be counted. Stay informed. Text Oregon to 33339. WeCountOregon.com.
Friendly staff, factory parts, Subaru certified, and your voice to the insurance companies to make sure your car gets fixed right. Located conveniently in Hillsborough off Cornelius Pass Road and a proud sponsor of your Hillsborough Hawks, RBP Auto Collision. Be part of our family.
Joe, it's a pleasure to be with you on this Monday night. Always glad to get your calls at 866-HEY-LARS. That's 866-439-5277. Emails go to talk@larslarson.com. And it's a real pleasure to welcome to the program Teresa Payton, who is the former White House Chief Information Officer, the CIO, now the CEO of Fort Alice Solutions, and the author of the new book, Manipulated Inside the Cyber War to Hijack Elections and Distort the Truth. Ms. Payton, welcome to the program.
Thanks for having me on. I'm so excited to be here with you.
Well, I got to ask you about this because China, to me, is one of the worst players on the globe. And I think the recent experience with China virus or coronavirus only, puts a punctuation point on there, maybe sharpens the end of the pencil, because they seem willing to lie to just about anybody or everybody all at once. They manage to lie to the whole world. So what in the world are we going to do to try to deal with this threat when we have a major player on the planet that is willing to tell the rest of us a story to benefit itself at our expense?
Well, and here's the situation too. So if you think about it, I mean, the people of China are really wonderful people. It's, kind of the government that we're challenged with right now. We've got this fragility in our global supply chain. We're buying things from China, both technology and manufactured items. And so while the rest of us are closed, they're letting everybody know they're open for business. So I think we've got a real challenge here to, first of all, try to get to the bottom of when it's safe. The European Union isn't conducting things the right way, really accusing the different countries' governments of handling the pandemic. And so this is really kind of, if you rip the page out and you say, what are all the different cybercrime tactics you could take here? Stealing R&D, hacking into companies through social